All right, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me again for another series of trivia. So this time we got rid of the AI host, and I'll join everybody tonight. But I didn't put the camera on. We'll save some screen space by not doing that. And hopefully everybody's doing okay. And welcome again, our Moon, Jesse Miller Unboxings, and more. My dear friend Michelle, Makeup Mom and Son, it's good to see you. Yellow Shirt Dad is in the house. If anybody hasn't seen his channel yet, he brings the joke of the day. Popping the Popcorn's in the house. FJT, good to see you here. And Jaden, my long time dear friend. It's a little bit late for you, but good to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your summer. And the Stock Explorer is also a dear friend. Good to see you in the house. Maddie J88 is here every single week for trivia, so thank you for coming in. Everybody can consider that a warning between Aramoon and Maddie J88. I don't know if they've missed one. So hopefully everybody's doing okay. I mixed up the categories today, so the questions should be all new, but the categories are definitely different. We'll cut it down to about 2 hours today, if that's okay for everybody. I will have to work in the morning, not too early, but early enough. So we'll do 6 games today instead of 8, and we'll start with general knowledge, and then we'll go into gaming, math, politics, celebrities, and cars, if we want to call it that, or vehicles. Cheetah View, good to see you in the house. That's a longtime friend as well. So thank you everybody for coming in. And hopefully this works out a little bit better than that AI host. I'm going to try not to scream into the microphone like I usually do while I'm streaming. Hopefully it doesn't sound too terrible. I haven't changed the mic, and it's weird. This live reacting system that I'm using doesn't have an option to lower the gain on your microphone. I'm sure that'll be something that they add after people like me complain and whine all the time. Thank you for the share, Makeup Mom and Son. If anybody else has the ability to share this out, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. And I'm going to check out Twitter and see if my robot is working the way it's supposed to. One of the chat bots I use that's similar to Nightbot is called Botissimo. And it says hello to new people in the stream, and then it also makes little announcements here and there like the rest of them do. But one of the things it can do is let everybody know you're streaming as soon as you start on Twitter. St. Louis 50, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming back in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Which American president appears on a $1 bill? Well, one of the things we have to always keep in mind, while that I don't expect to change, is these questions, I believe, are coming out of an AI system that's drawing out of ChatGPT. And the knowledge base for that particular AI system, I believe, ended a few years ago. So some of the things won't be 100% current. Penny Larson, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And there we go. Looks like Popping the Popcorn was quick on the draw on that one. And thank you everybody for playing along. So again, we have 6 categories today and 10 questions in each game. I'm going to shut off the system that causes people to fall behind. Hopefully that'll help. If you need to, just refresh, go out and come back in, and everything should be good. If you happen to think you might have fallen behind, what type of animal was, I don't know how to pronounce this, Harambe, I'm not sure about that, who was shot after a child fell into its enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. Our American friends might know about that because it would have made national news. And I know I say it every week, but I promise you I've got as much to learn, probably more than more than most, but certainly as much as anybody when it comes to these trivia games and the questions. There we go. Okay, Maddie J88 and our Moon. I always expect them to be at the top of the list, but looks like just about everybody was in there. That's okay, Makeup Mom and Son. I promise you, if I was playing, I would have already got both wrong. Maybe not, but maybe. I thought we'd really mix it up today because we've been doing some of the most popular categories, right? Movies, television, this and that. We'll get back to that next week. Which one of these is not a typical European sword design? This one I'd be guessing. I wonder how many people in the chat are going to guess for this one. Yeah, Maddie J, yeah, and FJC. Oh, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I got some live streams coming up later in the week that I'm very excited about, so I'll tell you about those. Our Moon, have Cheetah Will View. Patrick is right at the top of the list that time, beside his friend Katie from Poppin' the Popcorn. This Friday and Saturday, I'm going to DJ again. I haven't done that in many months, and it's just for the weekend. But Friday night and Saturday night, there's a festival in a town close to me that I worked at for 14 years as a DJ, actually, on and off. And once in a while, they bring me back for a special event. So hopefully everybody will catch those. What is the name of Poland in Polish? I think I know this, and pardon the last answer there. I didn't catch that when I was setting the questions up. The system that they use trips over those ampersands and other punctuation. Oh, you're all making me think I would have been wrong. I thought I knew the answer to this. I wouldn't have done well then. Look, everybody. Oh, except FJT. Surf, good to see you in the house. And yeah, I would have got it. I would have got it right. Wow. Interesting. I thought for sure everybody got that right, and I was incorrect. FJT, I don't know if that was a guess. I would have been guessing too, but I thought it might be a guess. People used to think I'm Polish. Worked in Polish nightclub, and people kept walking up to me and just speaking in Polish. I said, no, I look Polish, but I'm not Polish. What do the letters of the fast food chain KFC stand for? In Canada, it was Scotch Chicken Villa, and then it changed names. Katie's Kitchen, good to see you in the house. You're here to get the answers wrong with me. E.T., good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Wanda McLean, thank you for coming back in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat, but thank you everybody for playing along. This one seems to be a little bit more fun now that we fired the AI host from last week. I didn't scan the questions and answers for inappropriate content. We saw a slightly racist answer to a question either last week or the week before. These all draw off an AI system, but thought that was a little bit much. Oh, thank you, Matty J88. Those shares really do help because it gets people in here sometimes. I think Katie's Kitchen was actually the one that mentioned it too. I wondered about it when I looked at it. I was telling a story about the fact that there was a situation on television for the same thing. Which restaurant's mascot is a clown? And Andy Heinrich, good to see you in the house. We used to joke about that, Kentucky Fried Pigeon. I think that's what people call it many times. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie's Kitchen. Yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was. Katie's Kitchen is somebody who always engages conversation in the chat, for which I'm grateful. There's still little, I don't know if they're not statues, I don't know what you call those things, where this clown has been made into, I don't know if it's porcelain or what it is, that's everywhere. People can take selfies and pictures and things in different places. G. Heinrich, yeah, maybe. That's true, Surf. I'm trying to stay away from it. I'm trying to get away from a lot of that stuff. I have to admit, I had a Burger King sandwich today, Whopper. Out of rushing, I'll use that as my excuse. Most often, I just cook. I try not to. I cook or try to go to not fast food places so often. A little bit less as I'm getting older and older. Once in a while, I do get in there. What sign of the zodiac comes between Virgo and Scorpio? This one I'd be guessing. Double Whopper FJT, my goodness. Yeah, there's something about the Whopper. I get set in my ways and I go in phases. So if I was going to eat fast food often for a while, I mean, I eat more pizza than anybody on the planet, but when it comes to McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, things like that, because in Canada we're limited. We only have a small percentage of these places. We don't have White Castle, we don't have Sonic, we don't have Hardee's or any of those places. But I've been on Whoppers more than anything else lately. For a while, I was on the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwiches. I love the taste of those. So Libra, yeah, I would have guessed. I would have guessed Gemini for no reason, and not made that one. St. Louis 50 is helping out in the chat. A&W, yeah, once in a while. Some are better than others, but I got friends that argue all day long over which one's worse than the other one. It's funny that we've all eaten all of it, though, right? What company developed the Vocaloid Hastoon Miku? Am I pronouncing that even close to right? Forgive me if I'm not. I feel like I should know this. See, Katie's Kitchen is able to know that. Anne-Marie Love XX, thanks for coming in. I wouldn't have guessed. I'm Capricorn, so I just happen to know Sagittarius because it's the day before. Rhea. Rita Heine, never mind. Am I pronouncing that almost right? If you don't mind, I'll call you Rhea, but if there's a better way to pronounce that, please let me know. If the answer here, oh, there you go, Yamaha, yeah. Well, St. Louis 50, wow, you knew that. I would have been guessing. Sounds like something that's sound equipment, but that's a shot in the dark also. Thank you, Rhea, thank you. I always like to pronounce everybody's name properly if possible. Hopefully I haven't missed any. Oh, St. Louis 50 might be St. Louis 50 might be guessing. In which fast food chain can you order a Jamocha shake? I feel like I heard of that, but I don't know if that's possible. Maybe through American advertisements or something like that. Oliver's fan forever. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Oh, they're at work. Thank you for trying to come in. Oh, Jaden, one stream will sort of raid into the other. A free hash brown from McDonald's. Interesting. In Canada, we have a place called Tim Hortons. It's very much like Dunkin' Donuts, but it's like a staple for people. And on a lot of work days, we'll just go through the drive-thru and grab breakfast over there. And we go so often that we end up with free stuff once in a while. Because if they've got something and an order's been messed up or something, that they know we're there all the time. We flip all the time. It's only a couple dollars, but still, try to do it every time. Lark's Homesteadish, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And there we go, Arby's. I might have heard of it, but I still would have been guessing. I don't know if we have it in Canada. We have Arby's, but I don't know if we have that. Which of the following blood component forms... Pardon me. Which of the following blood component forms a plug at the site of injuries? I think it was supposed to say blood components there, but... Plug at the site of injuries. Is this talking about clotting? I'll be interested to know this. I do well. If I ever hurt myself or cut myself, I stop bleeding almost right away. I haven't had a lot of donuts from Tim Hortons FJT, not as much as somebody might have expected. Horton supported the Freedom Convoy. Possibly. I know lots of people were helping out. I don't know how much was them, how much was people going over there and buying things. Oh, goodness. You all know more than I do. I don't know how to even pronounce that word. Is that platelets? I feel like I haven't even heard of that. Yeah, that's right. Anne-Marie LoveXX, there's a setting you can use after your live stream is running where you can click go live and you go in there. It's called DVR, stands for digital video recorder. If you turn that off, people can't rewind while the live stream is running. The only reason you might want to do that is so that people don't fall behind. So while we're playing trivia, somebody might accidentally be answering the wrong question. Platelets? No? Is that what it's called? And then thank you, everyone. So our Moon, FJT, and Poppin' the Popcorn have done very well. Next up is gaming trivia, and I mixed up the categories this week. We've been doing all the same categories for a while. You and me both, Katie's Kitchen. I've had more than I'd let on. And there you go, Rhea, platelet. There it is. I'm going to try to remember that now. A little tip in the chat from St. Louis. Pepper helps clot a wound. Interesting. Sports not today, actually. I got something that might stump everybody a little bit more today. I really mixed these up. All categories we haven't played on this series of streams yet. Oh, yeah, no, thank you, Lark's Homesteadish. No, this is a system called live reacting. It's interesting because it has nothing to do with reacting in the way that we usually think about it on YouTube. It's just called livereacting.com. And it is a system similar to StreamYard, but it's got a few games that plug in that we can play like this. So trivia, and then there's, I think, like a crossword or a word search type thing as well. It's got some interesting stuff because you can have an AI host that comes on with a voice and talks, reads the questions out. It has a lot of improvement that's needed. We've tested it a few times, and if I wanted to, I could put a camera on. I've done that in past weeks, but there's really almost no point to that today. I figure we'll save the screen space. They don't make it easy to find a good spot to put the camera, so I got to kind of squish the screen to do it. But these trivia streams are a experiment anyway. We'll see how these go for the rest of the summer. I know we're getting close now. It's already halfway through August. Forgive me for those of you who don't want to hear that, but we'll see what happens afterwards. Yeah, and you can customize the trivia, absolutely. So I have this one set to tonight, 6 games of 10 questions each. You could just do one game of 50 questions or probably 100 questions or something. You can mix up the categories. It's got an AI system in the background, so you just click a button and it refreshes all new questions for you. Some of them are repeated, and it doesn't do a great job of really mixing them up. We saw like a few fast food questions all at once, and when we've got into movies and stuff, you hear about the same movie a couple times. But you can also make your own questions with answers. So it's really interesting. Yeah, Anne-Marie Love XX actually in the chat does another game called Words on Stream, which is very much like Words with Friends, I think, right? And you can, it's got jumbled letters all over the screen. You pick the words out, but that was really cool. What year was the game Team Fortress 2 released? This is gaming trivia, so for those of you who don't play a lot of games or don't hear about a lot of games, you might be stuck like me in this. Yeah, and thank you everybody for playing along. Pardon me while I scan back through the chat as well. I know I missed a couple of things. I didn't mean to do that. Oliver's fan for Oliver's Oilers fan forever should be my agent. Can you imagine? Yeah, this is it's so easy. Lark's Homesteadish, to be honest, I'm doing nothing here. I'm just sitting here. It does it all by itself. The only thing that you have to do is when one game ends, you have to click onto the next game. But even the live stream starts on its own. If you are somebody who's not always early and happens to like arrive 5 minutes at home after your live stream was supposed to start, too bad. It starts for you. There's no go live button. It's really, really weird. Woman Outdoors, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Pardon me, I feel like I'm probably screaming at the thing again. In League of Legends, Dota 2, Smite, and Heroes of the Storm, all of those games are all part of which game genre? Role-playing games, multiplayer online battle arenas, real-time strategy, or first-person shooters? We hear about FPS all the time. See, these 2 games, these 3 games. Oh, 4 actually. I haven't played any of them. I always resort to the same thing. So there we go. We got a few people who knew that. Katie's Kitchen, Oilers fan forever, and Matty J88, and a few others got that, which is great. I Makeup Mom and Son got it. Kaden helped her out. She helps her son with another channel on YouTube as well. And thanks everyone. Which Greek letter represents the Half-Life logo? I feel like I should know this, and I don't, without looking it up. And then thank you, Jesse Miller. Oh yeah, cheating's absolutely allowed. Here's a hint for everybody: if we keep this going for another, few weeks, you can have a get together and at home, and and everybody can start shouting as soon as the question comes up. I remember this is how Trivial Pursuit had started when I was just a young lad. All the parents, we were too young to care, but all the parents were playing Trivial Pursuit, but they'd play in teams, and you'd have to try to even the teams out. Yeah, I also play for fun, Lark's Homesteadish. I played a lot of different games when my son and my nephew were growing up. My niece also, but the guys were more into the games, and a lot when I was a teenager and this and that, all the Nintendo and Sega stuff. But as years have gone on, I actually just got an Xbox. So in the coming weeks, maybe sometime in September, we'll try setting up the Xbox, and we could do a multiplayer Grand Theft Auto and chase each other around. But I always resort to Grand Theft Auto. What is the main ship used by Commander Shepard in the Mass Effect franchise called? I got this Xbox that comes with a bit of bonus content for a couple of games. Fall Guys, Fortnite, and Rocket League. Rocket League is kind of cool. It's like soccer, but you drive these spaceship vehicle cars around. I've played something like that before. Fall Guys I played one day just a couple of months ago. My son and I went to an internet cafe because I just wanted to see what they're like these days and what's happening, and we just went to this one for about a half an hour and played Fall Guys together. Oh, is Rocket League laggy? I didn't know that. Wow. So Oilers fan. They just snuck in while they're working and managed to catch a bit of this. Thanks everybody again for playing. If you haven't already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. They really do help. Again, these are just experiments, but everything helps, of course. What ingredient is not used to craft a cake in Minecraft? I know we'll have a couple people in the chat that will know this. I think more people play Minecraft than even I think, and I know how big that game is. Oh, Wanda McLean, thank you. Yeah, I better. I figured I'd. I love to talk. Any of my friends, if you've known me for more than a week or two, you know that I never seem to stop talking. But I figured we'll get rid of the AI host. I forgot after the first couple of times trying it, we left it off for a while. I forgot how bad it is. It's not terrible. I don't mean to whine and complain about it. It's just that it's got a lot of improvement that needs to be done before we can use it. And there you go. Bread is the one ingredient that is not included. I did get into a tablet game for a while, a long time ago. I've played Candy Crush a million times, but I did get into a game on the tablet. It's not Farmville. I forget what it. Oh, Heyday. It was called, and I couldn't believe I was playing that game so much. It's one of those like idle clicker games where you're just like you have a farm and you got to water your plants and everything. Tomb Raider icon Lara Croft was originally called. You have some choices there. I didn't know that there was ever a name change there. Mr. Fulton Mraz, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. He's been a friend on YouTube of over 3.5 years. Catherine KK, good to see you in the house. Yes, I meant to check Twitter and see if my robot showed up. It doesn't look like it did. Laura Cruz, interesting. Yeah, we're learning a lot today. I might have thought that too, Larks Homesteadish. I think there's a lot of guessing that goes on here. In the Half-Life series, Gordon Freeman's signature weapon is what? And it's interesting because, see what I mean? This is the second question that came from Half-Life. So when you go through these questions, like, I have to be honest, what I've been doing is refreshing the questions. 1 week I didn't even do it, actually. But refreshing the questions, but not really fine-tooth combing through them to see that they're a little bit better spaced, if you want to put it that way, or we've got enough variety. But you can absolutely either craft your own questions, or you can simply use ChatGPT. Which is something that I've been doing as well, playing around with their AI system and a couple other things. And then you can just upload those questions with the answers. Yellow shirt dad. There we go. A crowbar was the answer there. What did Mr. Fulton Mraz say that I missed there? Going to be live at Indiana State Fair tomorrow. Very cool. Very cool. And we got a couple more questions here, and then we're going to move on to another category. What is the first weapon you acquire? You acquire in Half-Life. See, I didn't notice this when I refreshed the questions, that it was all Half-Life. I was looking at the answers to try to make sure they wouldn't have a lot of those ampersands and everything else, but I just skimmed over it, to be honest with you. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat, but thank you everyone for playing along. Cannibal621, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Oilers fan. Yes, the first weapon you acquire. Yes, next time there's a crowbar answer. And which of the following characters from the game Overwatch was revealed to be homosexual in December of 2016? Well, I see we've got some really interesting questions that come through here. Lark's Homesteadish. These games, when I set them with almost the default settings from this trivia, each 10-question game seems to last about 20 minutes in total, with a 3-minute intro there and a moment to talk afterwards between switching games. But you can adjust all of the things in the system. So, Arcady and Yellow Shirt Dad, you can adjust the timers throughout the whole thing. So you can really drag it out if you want to get more interaction going, and you can have guests. You can have other hosts come up with you. Now, I haven't tried yet to put anybody up on this system, but I also haven't tried to put anybody up and then take the cameras off, because then we could just banter like this without interfering with the game. But you can have other cameras too. In the video game franchise Halo, what is the UNSC's main opposing faction called? This I feel like I should know. Wonder if anybody knows a series on YouTube. It's from like forever ago, but it was Arby and the Chief. And I don't know if there was a different name for it. My son used to watch it and got me watching it all the time. When he was growing up, my son used to watch all kinds of YouTube, and I couldn't stand it. And I used to like beg him to put the TV on or play video games or something else. But once in a while, we'd find something that I thought was funny. Arby and the Chief had to do with Halo. There you go, the Covenant. Okay. Like I keep saying, I'd be learning as much as anybody here, maybe more, during these trivia streams. FJT. He's going to be changing his channel name soon. And there you go. Katie's Kitchen did well. Surf did well. Our Moon is always at the top of the list. So thanks everybody for playing. So we've still got another hour and a half to go-ish. We'll go through about 4 more categories for today. A little bit less than the last couple of weeks. We'll move on to mathematics. I'm going to see if maybe I would finally get a few questions right. If I remember anything that I actually ever learned in school, maybe that will have to do with this, but Katie's Kitchen says this is their, like everybody's saying the same thing, nobody wants math. Hopefully we'll surprise ourselves at how much we might know. And then we'll get the chat lit up with some politics. Algebra was my thing. We did algebra in 8th grade when I was going through school. And I loved algebra so much that I had the entire textbook done halfway through the year. Because if we went to somebody else's place for dinner or something like that, we had one couple that we'd go and visit. My mom and dad were friends with them, and they only had a daughter, a single child, right? So my sister would hang out with the daughter, and they didn't want me bothering them, so I'd try to do my own thing. And the husband would try to do different things with me, taught me table tennis, took me sailing, and things like that. But when I was when the parents just wanted to sit around, have coffee or whatever they were drinking and talk, then I'd pull out my algebra book. I promise you, I'm as much of a nerd and as a geek as I sound like, as you might think. And algebra was the thing. Computer programming and things like that, I just absolutely love. I thought that math would be the key to life. I thought I was going to be an accountant, because I thought, being an accountant is the way to run a company and essentially make a fortune and everything else. And I took my first accounting class in grade 11, and I left immediately. I don't think I lasted 2 weeks before changing that class. I couldn't stand what they were talking about. Chat and binary, yes, yellow shirt dad. We'll see what happens here. I'm hoping that we're all pleasantly surprised. and the questions aren't as terrifying as we think they might be. Like I said, I just skimmed over them, so I wouldn't remember for the life of me what they are coming up. In the hexadecimal system, what number comes after 9? I'll tell you right now, I'd be guessing on the first question. It's the terminology I may not remember, I'm not sure. We got one of each answer at least, a few, but one of each at least. Katie's Kitchen is just shooting wild cards out there. Letter A, interesting. Woman outdoors, yes. It's okay, we've only got 9 more of these, and then we'll move on to another more fiery topic. How many zeros are there in a Google? This is what the search engine was named for. The company Google was named literally for this. Is it Katie's Kitchen? Is hexadecimal? Oh, is that what we're talking about? Oh, I should have known. Yes, of course. That's how I do all my colors. So yeah, I tell everybody all the time. So 100 zeros. I might have got that wrong. I was thinking 10 is a little bit not enough. 100 is quite a bit, but a million's getting up there. But I would have guessed at that either way. Hex is how I pick colors when we're doing programming and websites and social media stuff and all that. I am not artistic, however creative, so I have to rely on mathematics and things like that. Oh, this is, what is the area of a circle with a diameter of 20 inches? Oh, goodness. Oh, interesting, Andy Heinrich. I didn't see The Martian. Is that it, Andy Heinrich? 10 squared times pi? Bit of a weird question there, I think, isn't it? You could just set the whole thing to general knowledge if you want, for anybody thinking about using this system. Strawberry rhubarb pie, yes, for sure. What is the Roman numeral for 500? Aman Patel 124. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Katie's Kitchen is making me laugh in every question. Sean Barnes, good to see you here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. I don't mean to. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I believe the Roman numeral for... oh, never mind. I'll make myself a fool if I'm mistaken. See, I might have guessed that just because I think the L, the C, and the X are other things. But I don't know. I don't know if that's what I would have guessed. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I don't know Roman numerals well enough. I remember learning them. But I didn't remember that. Thank you, Women Outdoors. What is the first Mersenne prime exponent over 1000? Is that how you pronounce that? Forgive me if I'm mistaken. Yeah, this is way beyond my last year of mathematics, that's for sure. Matty J. Yeah, this is a bit much. It's okay, we're halfway through. Halfway through. 5 more of these and then we'll move on to the next category. I want to see who's going to do the best here. Sean Barnes came in and is killing it right away. Catherine's doing well. Yellow Shirt Dad's always up there somewhere. Wow. It's okay. Should only be 10 more minutes of this and then we'll get on to the next category. To the nearest whole number, how many radians are in a whole circle? Sounds like a trick question. So I think I know the answer to this. I see a few people guess, either knowing or guessing the way I'd guess. Yeah, I think it's the fourth answer. Because 3.14, right? So I remember that 3.14159. We saw that in the other question. Oh, way wrong. Wow. Wow, Surf and Lark's Homesteadish got that. Yeah, it has to do with radians. I thought that meant how many, like if you were to multiply the radius, right? But I might even be mistaken about that. I'm way off my game here. That's true, Sean Barnes. Yes, it's absolutely true. It can be tricky that way. What Greek letter is used to signify summation? And pronounce. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I think you can, Andy Heydrich. Pardon me, Andy Heydrich. If you see the, you see Happy Gilmore, the Adam Sandler movie where he goes back to school. I go back and watch that movie once in a while when I need a laugh. I wonder if Makeup Mom and Son is getting help from Caden on this one. There we go, we're learning. Katie's Kitchen guessed correctly, yes. How many books are in, pardon me, I should know this. Is it Euclid's Elements of Geometry? I don't know the answer to the question, but I feel like I should know how to pronounce the... I don't know the answer, but I feel like I should know how to pronounce the question. Maybe not, though. Andy gave up on that one. Cannibal also. We'll see. Couple more questions. Good work. St. Louis 50, Sean Barnes, and Makeup Mom and Son are on that leaderboard. What mathematician refused the Fields Medal? I'd love to know if anybody in the chat does not guess this one. Were they all guesses? Did Yellow Shirt Dad know that? He was quick on the draw on that one. In the complex plane, multiplying a given function by I rotates it anti-clockwise by how many degrees? Does that make sense, or is there a problem with the question? Warmstrong Adventures, good to see you in the house. I was lucky I caught him for a stream earlier today. Warmstrong Adventures, I walked in halfway through a conversation on another channel the other day, and I don't know if I heard what I think I heard. Did you say you've been on 142 cruises? Did I get that right? I worked on a cruise ship once in my life, a million years ago, just for one summer. It's not common for Canadians to work on cruise ships, but I was very lucky to have been able to do that for one summer. So I'm always interested to see what our friends are doing with travel and especially cruising. So, St. Louis 50, Katie's Kitchen, and Surf. There we go. Surf, Cannibal, and Makeup Mom and Son are our mathematics leaders. Usually we don't have categories that are quite so rough. That seem to be a little bit dreadful. But we'll just avoid that, possibly, in the upcoming streams in the next few weeks. So we're about halfway through. We'll do 3 more games. Next up is politics. Yeah, not specifically, Andy Heinrich. We'd have to reach into the chat GPT or something to get those. Yeah, a lot of guesses in that math category. It's funny, I feel like math was my strongest thing. It was for sure, 100%, but I don't know if I would have got a single answer correct there without guessing. I put these little 3-minute breaks in between the games just in case anybody needs to get up or walk away for a second. But thanks everybody again for being here and for playing along. Again, this is just an experiment, but I figured we'll do 10 or 12 of these or something like that, see how it goes, and then see how everybody feels about continuing it or doing something else when September rolls around. To be honest with you, it just says politics in general. So it could actually end up being world politics, and forgive me for not knowing because I only barely skimmed through the questions. I just made sure I set them all, but I didn't sit and read them. Haramoon, yes. And thank you, yes, thank you, Makeup Mom and Son. Those thumbs up really do help. Anything does. So I mentioned it earlier, but this weekend I've got a couple of live streams I'm looking forward to. In a past life, I was a DJ for a very long time in radio and nightclubs and things like that around the Toronto area. So in one of the towns just outside the city that I used to play in for a long period of time, there every Saturday for almost 14 years, and they bring me back once in a while for a special event. So it's time again. There's a festival, and I'll be doing that again this weekend. So we'll do a combination of outdoor live stream and dance floor when the nightclub gets going, or bar. It'll be all copyright music too, so I'll get claim after claim after claim. But those will be fun. I did it last year and be more prepared this year. Who was the British Prime Minister at the outbreak of the Second World War? A lot of quick responses there. I wonder if you know the answer or if you're guessing. This system, live reacting, also when you draw the questions out of its own AI system, which I believe is drawing off ChatGPT or something similar, you have an option of clicking easy, medium, or difficult questions. I always click easy unless the system says we're having trouble like finding 10 easy questions on this category, and then I step it up to medium, but I'm not sure. And the funny thing is you can't adjust anything once the stream's going. Like once we've started now, I can't change questions, can't change categories, can't do any of that stuff. It's interesting. So there you go, Neville Chamberlain. Who is the only president to not be in office in Washington, D.C.? And let's see what our American friends think today. No votes for Nixon on that one. So George Washington was our answer. Andy, Larks Homesteadish, and Cannibal got that. Some of these feel like trick questions though, right? And the 2014 movie The Raid 2, Barandal, if I'm pronouncing that right, was mainly filmed in which Asian country? Why on earth do we have a movie question in the middle of our politics? Is it a political movie? Has anybody seen this? Is that could be the reason, or was it a glitch? It's literally like just one button you click and it draws in all 10 questions when you're trying to get the questions for these categories if you use their system. So I wonder if that might be the answer, why it would be included. A few people got that right, though. Cannibal, Catherine, Sean Barnes, and a few others. Yeah, Aramoon, you and me both. I hadn't heard of it before. I don't know if I'm going to get the pronunciation of this proper either. Due to the Nagoya Resolution, China agreed to allow Taiwan to compete separately in international sporting events under what name? I wonder if this is a known answer or if this is going to be a guess. Interesting. Andy Heinrich, yeah. Lots of guessing today. I don't know what I'll do as we continue for the next couple of weeks. I'll set up next week's game either late. It's getting late tonight, but I might do it tonight or tomorrow. Who was elected leader of the UK Labour Party in September 2015? And let's see. I think it was Theresa May. But I would be guessing, but I think it was. Oh, wow. Okay, nope, way off. I don't know why I thought that. I wonder if I would have got one question right this whole stream. Before 2016, in which other year did Donald Trump run for president? On The Simpsons, yeah. The Simpsons is amazing at predicting the future. We didn't know that until the future came around, but wow. $2,000, interesting, wow. I felt bad for not knowing that, but we're all in the same boat, I guess, for that. I don't know how I couldn't have known that. I have a lot of political debate among my family about Trump. Did, anyway, did. Which of these is not one of Donald Trump's children? I think I know the answer to this one. Yeah, I must. The majority of everybody's guessing in the same way I would have. You could have said Trudeau, but we know whose son he is. And there we go. I watched the full first season of The Apprentice. I think I watched the second season. I don't remember where I let that go. I didn't watch the celebrity one, or ones. And who's Aramoon's making me laugh. Who succeeded Joseph Stalin as General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union? I always wonder how many guesses we have. Interesting. There's Sean, yellow shirt, Dad, and Andy. I wonder if those were guesses a lot. Katie's Kitchen, I would be too. We've only got a couple more here, and then we'll move on to celebrities. Whether it'll be any more entertaining or not, I don't know, but it should be more fun. What was the personal nickname of the 40th governor of the U.S. state Louisiana, Huey Long? There you go. Yes, Katie's Kitchen. That's the thing. School is good for learning how to memorize facts. Or what they tell you are facts. Andy Heinrich knows him too well. Kingfish. Interesting. What year did Gerald Ford become president? I feel like I should know this, but I don't. In Canada, we learn a lot of American history. They do push a little bit of Canadian history on us, and that includes politics. I remember that also in 8th grade. 8th grade was the biggest year that I remember for getting into politics during our history classes, but they didn't make us memorize. I believe in the United States, our American friends probably know the presidents in order. I think that was a thing. You can let me know if I'm wrong about that. But in Canada, they never made us learn that. '74, there you go. St. Louis, Ara, and Catherine. And there we go. So we'll move on to another category in a second here. Maybe I'll let everybody pick. We've only got 2 more, so I'll let you pick which one we're going to do first. I know what everybody's going to pick, I'm sure, but I'm constantly surprised every time we do these streams, so we'll see. So we've got 2 categories that I've set up for today. One is cars, but let's say vehicles. The other one is celebrities. So I'll let everybody choose in the chat. You can just simply type the word cars or vehicles or celebrities, and we'll put them up. I didn't scan the questions well enough to know if it's just cars or if it's other vehicles as well. We'll do both, but you can tell me which one you want first. I'll give everybody a moment to answer, and then we'll move right along. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Yeah, no, cars as in vehicles, yeah. I know in a lot of my friends with YouTube channels, we have a lot of car buffs, a lot of classic car buffs. Referral link. That's interesting, Larks Homesteadish. Thank you for asking. I'm going to pop another window open while we get ready. Okay, cars, it looks like it is. So I'll get the next one ready to go. We got 3 minutes, and then we'll do celebrities right after. But thank you, everybody, for that. Let me see if Live Reacting has that. I did pay for this now. So what I did was I went through the first, they give you a few credits for free. You could do a certain number of streams for free. So I used it up and then paid for it, just because I want to see how these things work. limits to them and stuff like that, excuse after excuse. But it would be a good idea if I had the, yeah, they got an affiliate program. Oh, you got to go through a whole like sign up process and everything like that. Oh, all kinds of stuff, including taxes and everything else. Yeah, I haven't signed up, so thank you for asking. But go ahead and use it. Don't wait for me because I could, I don't know when I'll get that done. But thank you, Lark's Home Fetish, for asking. I do usually get involved in affiliate programs that are substantial. So I was grandfathered into Amazon. So I've had that forever. I don't make a ton of money over there at all. Some of you know that I run channels for somebody else. I used to run a few more, but I let a lot of them go. Because the idea in the beginning, when I started on YouTube, was I actually started with other people's channels. But the idea is I don't want to just have somebody pay me to do it for them. It's a lot better for everybody if they're hands-on, even if I'm doing 95% of it, but at least they have input, right? So that's just an idea. But when it comes to these affiliate programs, one of the guys has pulled, it's got to be getting close to 10 grand US, if not already, just off the Amazon affiliate money in the last 6 years. Brand new MacBook Pro, $5,000 Canadian laptop, and I think every phone and GoPro the guy's owned in the last 3 years has all been paid for with Amazon affiliate money. So it can be substantial, all these affiliate programs, especially if it's something that you like. You know, if you really understand how the programs work. A friend tried signing me up on crypto.com, and we did everything. We made sure there was no chance we were doing it wrong. And still, the referral link, they were like, oh, sorry, you didn't do it right. There's no way we didn't do it right. you can't screw it up. And they managed to not have to pay the referral. It doesn't matter. It's $25. Like, I mean, every penny matters, of course. But I've also seen situations where smaller companies, I'll continue the story in a second. Which Italian city is home of the car manufacturer Fiat? Which Italian city? I wonder if Scratch and PPA would know this. Most of you know Scratch and PPA. He's a dear friend. He's on vacation in Italy right now. Sometimes what these affiliate programs do is they get people to sign up as influencers, start pushing their products, and then they just drop all their codes and they just say like, oh, sorry, we updated the website and all the codes don't work anymore. Like, well, did I get any clicks? Did I get any things? Oh, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do. I know it's 2023 and technology should allow us to be able to pay you, but I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about that. So you just have to know that. When those things happen, I just laugh them off. So Turin, if I'm pronouncing that right, and forgive me if I'm not. I'm not familiar with that city's name. Oh, interesting, Makeup Mom and Son. If it's any consolation, I've already been kicked out of Canada twice on Amazon. You got to have a certain number of actual sales, and you can't have your friends, your family do it. Somehow they just know. You can't do VPNs and everything else. You could be on the other side of the country. Which of the following car manufacturers had a war named after it? Yeah, so I'll sign up for Canada again later. What they recommend with things like Amazon, you just sign up for Amazon. Just keep trying if it doesn't work. And then go for the other countries afterwards based on where your traffic's coming in. But you can also be pushing out those affiliate links in other places, right? Not just on YouTube. So we think like maybe promoting our YouTube videos on Twitter, we'll get people to watch the video, and then maybe they'll click the Amazon link. But you could just as easily, like, just take a picture of whatever you want to show and put the Amazon link right on Twitter as well. You have to be careful because the Facebook, Twitter, and all those things, they don't like when that's all you do. So they want to see some content as well. Twitter now has like some kind of a guideline or term about it. But interesting, yeah. If I knew that, I had forgotten or was unfamiliar. Peter North, yes. Jaguar cars were previously owned by which manufacturer? Yeah. I've been booted from Canada's Amazon affiliate program twice already. But that's just disqualification. I'll get back in afterwards. You got to have the traffic for it. And my focus is not on the... I'll use an excuse now, but my focus is not so much on that. That's, if you wanted to call it gravy. But we'll see. Yeah, I believe I knew Fiat was Italian only because of the I forget. I've had a lot of Italian friends. I've worked with a lot of Italian people. Toronto's very multicultural, so I grew up, as a lot of us have, but I grew up having friends of all different types. But a lot of Italians just ended up having to work with, and I think that's how I do. Maybe not, otherwise it could be the color on the logo or something like that. Automobiles produced by Tesla Motors operate on which form of energy? I wonder if this is a trick question. Yellow shirt dad. I'm not sure because I didn't look for myself, but I heard the other day that in Canada, our gasoline got up to $1.74 a liter. Again, I think something like that. It's been floating around $1.70 for a week. I gassed up, so I haven't bought in a few days. I don't drive very much during the week, but diesel might have come down to being under the price of gasoline again. It was I don't know if ever in history diesel has been more expensive for consumers to buy over gasoline, and all of a sudden it over the last couple years switched positions there, but it might be back. We'll see. The Stock Explorer, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. The Stock Explorer will know. Anybody who has Tesla stock will know. Which car tire manufacturer is famous for its P0 line? The kids in my family, when I refer to the kids, I talk about my son, my nephew, my niece, my girlfriend's daughter, and things like that. But they're all now either adults or very close to it, on the edge. And when it comes to the idea of driving, I talk to them about the idea of owning a car. And I say, you can't just buy a car because you feel like you can afford it today. Like, let's say you can make the payments. In Canada, we typically would pay anywhere from $400 to $600 or $700 or more per month for a car, especially if you're financing over 5 years or 6 years or something. They stretch those things out to 8 or 9 years now here. But when you think about that, you say you gotta be prepared for a lot more. Never mind insurance and gas, but there's repairs and wear and tear as well. You get to 150,000 kilometers or 100,000 miles, you've already got to start looking at your tires and seeing if it's time to replace them. And in the case of a lot of things, when it comes to the car, you can disagree with me, and I'll accept it, of course, but you often get what you pay for when it comes to the parts. The LS1 engine is how many cubic inches? There's a channel on YouTube, and it's called Project Farm, and it's something I've been casually looking at for many years. My friend likes it much more. What this guy does is he pulls out all kinds of experiments. You'd almost call them science experiments, but not really. He's just comparing things. But he'll take, like, oil filters is one of the videos from all the different brands. He'll take like 8 or 10 of them and open them all up and do all kinds of tests on them and things like that to see which ones are the best. And you can see, interesting. And there you go, yes, 2 tires at a time when possible, Katie's Kitchen. Thank you, Katie's Kitchen, I appreciate that. I do appreciate everybody can stay. I know not everybody could be here the whole time. And there we go, 346. So I don't know if Andy and Ara were guessing there, or if they knew that. Yeah, a few more questions here to go, and then we'll do celebrity trivia as our last category for today. And that'll round out around midnight Eastern. Oh, Andy is Andy's category. The LS7 engine is how many cubic inches? Interesting. This is evidence right here that you can tell I just skimmed the questions again. I pulled them out of their AI system, but... Oh, Mike Fammy's in the house. Good to see you here. Another friend from Toronto. Cubic inches, yes. I have to wonder while we're going through trivia if Yellow Shirt Dad's making up some jokes of the day. He pulls those out a couple of times a week. 427. Makeup Mom and Son, did you know that? Andy would have known. Surf maybe. Catherine maybe. Katie's Kitchen's working on some spaghetti. What's the name of Nissan's most popular electric car? Now, I'll bet a few people are guessing because I know what I would guess. I think I know this. I don't know if I've actually seen this or if I would just be guessing blindly. I could be mistaken, but I think that the Nissan Versa is the least expensive car that's still made in a stick right now. You can get one for, I believe, under 20,000 Canadian still right now, brand new. I was looking at getting a car a couple of years ago. I don't really have to. I have a truck. The problem is that the truck costs more now in gas and repairs than a car would if I was driving a car, regardless of the payment and this and that. But my intention was to get a car and start putting the truck away and bringing it only out in the winter, therefore getting more value out of both. But I backed off. First of all, actually, I gave a deposit to a Toyota dealership, and if you could believe it, they called me 6 months later and gave me the deposit back. Said we couldn't get the car. So that was, 2 years ago now. And so I backed off the idea. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. What country was the Trebant 601 manufactured him. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And yeah, I couldn't believe that. So I was researching cars. I'm probably going to get like a Toyota Corolla or something. It's really just to whip around in, and a car that my intention will be my son will take over later. So something reliable, sensible, and all that stuff for now, and then we'll see. But I started looking at Corollas and Civics and Jettas, things like that. Something really small. I expect to do a lot of driving for a few years. Hungary, interesting. So I wonder if Larks Homesteadish and Mike Family knew that, or if they were guessing, along with Catherine R. and Cannibal. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody, but thank you for being here. Mike Family knows a lot about the Toronto Maple Leafs, but not necessarily about cars, maybe. What's the fastest road legal car in the world? I wonder if everybody's guessing this one, too. I would have guessed the same way. I don't know if there's any chance I could have instinctively known that by accident. We'll see. You have to remember as well that these questions and answers would be about 3 years old, I think, right? The end of where ChatGPT and some of the AI ends off its knowledge base. So if something's been manufactured in the last 2 years, it's possible to have an incorrect answer. So that's interesting. Yeah, I would have guessed Bugatti, but there we go, Andy Heinrich. Yes, absolutely is a car nut. Our Moon's always on the leaderboard. Makeup Mom and Son did well there too. And thank you everybody for that. So we'll play one more game, another about 20 minutes. We'll go to celebrity trivia now. And thank you everybody for playing these. This is just an experiment, but I really appreciate you keeping me company and playing. Hopefully I'm doing a better job than our AI host that was butchering the stream last week. We'll leave that thing alone now. I can't pronounce the answer, that's why I didn't do it, St. Louis. I was going to guess, but I figured I'd probably do a bad job, so I left it alone. If anybody needs to get up or step away, we've got a couple of minutes. Celebrity trivia, again, I didn't really look at the questions. I just barely skimmed them to make sure they updated, hopefully. But hopefully this will be fun. Even if you're not somebody who is enthralled with celebrities, we tend to hear them in the news constantly, right? Well, Yellow Shirt Dad's got a joke of the day for us right now. Why should you never fall in love with a tennis player? To them, love means nothing. There you go. Yes, Yellow Shirt Dad puts these out a couple of times a week on his channel, actually, but thank you for that. Yellow Shirt Dad's always laughing, always smiling. You can't help but laugh and smile along when you're following his channel. and St. Louis 50. So forget, yeah, I moved the stream to Tuesday this week just because I'm adjusting a few different things, and I've got a different couple of streams coming up this weekend. So one more self promotion. I used to be a DJ. I don't do it very often now, but once in a while for special occasions and things like that. But there's a festival in a town that I used to work in here for many years as a DJ in one of their biggest places. So that's going to be this Friday and Saturday. So I'm going to do a series of live streams. I'm going to try to do it the whole time. There'll be live bands and stuff like that as well, but it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. But that's causing me to really move my entire weekend and the week before and after. So I can't be sure if I'll be on Monday or Tuesday, but we'll try to keep this somewhat consistent. Oh, Mike Fammy, why do we never do work streams anymore? A lot of the work we've been doing this year is not appropriate for a stream. Now, forgive me if I butcher these names too, but by what name is Carlos Estevez better known? Yeah, it'll always be late, St. Louis. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I actually work outdoors. I do light, I call it light, but we do like almost construction type work, commercial, like asphalt, concrete. We paint the lines in the parking lots and stuff like that. But it's just a couple of guys in a truck, so it's not like a big operation or anything like that. When we do that work, though, a lot of the jobs we've been taking this year are not typical jobs. It's not something where like we'd even want people to see the work we're doing, because people would just slam you the whole time. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing this. You know, you're doing it wrong and everything else. It's better when we do like straightforward commercial quick jobs, a one-day job where we're like we can stream for a couple hours and we're out of there. But there hasn't been a lot of that this year. There's been a lot of odd requests from people for horrible things and a lot of unpredictable stuff as well. So that's part of it. Which actress married Michael Douglas in the year 2000? Concrete Ninja, there you go. I was hoping by this year I could scale my work weeks down. I still, half my job is working outdoors, but half my job is doing social media and YouTube and things like that. But I was hoping this year I'd scale that down to 2 days a week so that I could have a little bit more time online. The more time that we spend online, the more we can grow that, right? Anybody can pick up a shovel or a pickaxe and do the work that I typically do when I'm outdoors. It's not my thing. I just work with a friend all day. Probably Mike Fammy. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Interesting. I always wonder about these celebrity marriages. Like, how do you decide who to date or be with? Do you have to go through your publicists and movie production companies and look at each other's contracts and stuff? Because for half of the celebrities, doesn't everybody like everybody? Like, I don't, if there's appeal to dating, within the celebrity pool, I don't know how they figure that out. What does filmmaker Dan Bell typically focus his films on? So you'd have to be a film buff to probably get this right. Dan Bell, yes. Yeah, a lot of guesses in the chat, I think. And there we go. We got a few people guess right on that. So Surf, Mike Fammy, Yellow Shirt Dad, Andy, Makeup Mom and Son, and a few others. I wonder how many guesses were there. It looked like a lot of guessing. I don't know. When it says filmmaker, it makes me think it's the director or producer, right? What was the cause of Marilyn Monroe's suicide? We'll have to see what we're going to do in the next couple of weeks about mixing things up. Hopefully everybody likes the idea of mixing up the categories today. It's a little bit different from what we've been doing. We followed the same categories week after week. We did change up the questions most of the time, but today's a bit different. And there we go. I don't know if that question with its potential answers really made the most sense, to be honest with you, but again, we're just drawing off a AI system, apparently. Gwyneth Paltrow has a daughter named... I wonder if anybody knows this. When I think of Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't think about movies or anything like that. I think about the TV show Planet of the Apps. I promise you, like I said, I'm as much of a nerd and a geek as you probably imagine I might be. And that was a TV show. I think they only did one season of it. It didn't work out fantastically. Will.i.am was on that. Gary Vaynerchuk was on that. Oh, interesting. Aura's always up there on the leaderboard with Andy. It's nice to see Mike Fammy and the Stock Explorer in there, though, as well. We just got another 10 minutes or so. So thanks again, everybody, for playing along. If you haven't already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. Those really do help. Which celebrity announced his presidency in 2015? Lurking and working, the Stock Explorer. Yes, forgive me, I should have known, but thank you for that. I'm often doing the same thing. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday during the daylight hours. Of course, I'm in Southern Ontario. We're outdoors almost every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but the rest of the time, I'm often doing the same thing, working and lurking. Interesting. I would have got stumped there. I should have known it was Kanye. I would have just picked Donald Trump because he must have done it at another time. But Kanye West, interesting, yes. Or Ye. Is that his name now? Lark's Homesteadish. Yeah. Aubrey Graham is better known as. This one I know. I actually worked in film for a couple of years before I started YouTube. And I was doing, for the most part, location support, which is basically security for film sets and things like that. But I would often work in the production department as a production assistant. But I got to know a lot of people, and a lot of the people that I had met had personally worked with this particular person, Aubrey Graham. And being from Toronto, it would make sense that that would be an easy one. So, out of our 60 questions for today, I would have got one right for sure. Some of these guys put out like mixtape bootleg albums. Lil Wayne did one years ago, and I was hanging out with a few people that were listening to it all the time. I became almost a fan. Neil Hamburger is played by which comedian? This one I don't know. I'm not familiar. Makeup Mom and Son still getting help from Gaten. Oilers fan forever, still been able to hang out as well. So thank you for that. Thank you everybody for the time you're spending today. I know not everybody can be here for every stream or for 2 hours every time we do this, but every minute matters, so I absolutely appreciate it. So thank you. Andy's guessing on that. Greg Turkington, interesting. Oilers fan and Lark's Homesteadish got that. I wonder if those were guesses or if you knew. Yeah, Oilers fan. Yeah, I moved it around. I might keep it on Tuesdays now, but I still am not sure about that. You have to forgive me, I have to wait and see how the weekend goes. My schedule's pretty set, but I just don't know quite yet. My which name is Ramon Estevez, better known as. Is it Ramon? Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. I should give a last call as well. If anybody wants to drop their link in the chat, just type !link and Nightbot will come through and drop that. Our Moon likes Monday better. I'll try to keep that in mind. I got a few family obligations and things for the next couple of weeks. It's just happens to be this rest of the month. I have to jumble around a little bit. Martin Sheen. Yeah, voted for Mondays. Am I going to pronounce that right if I say what was James Coburn's last film role before his death? Forgive me for not being sure. Oh, Stock Explorer's doing scratch battles with lottery tickets on their channel on Mondays. That's the scratch battle. And hopefully everybody will give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Thank you everybody again for being here. I hope you'll join me on the weekend again. I've got a different series of live streams, and I'm only expecting to do it once this year, but it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And the times are approximate, but they should be a series of 4 streams between Friday evening and Saturday. Oilers fan swept the board, eh? Let's see how our last leaderboard works out. Man, I would have got one answer tonight, everybody. 1 out of 60 I would have got. And there you go, Andy Heinrich, Surf, wow, and Mike Fammy coming in late, but managed to take this category. So thanks again, everybody. And again, so that series of live streams I keep talking about is on Friday, starts on Friday. So hopefully you'll set reminders for that. And forgive me, I can't be sure, even if I set the time for trivia, I'll try to set it between today and tomorrow for next week. But I might have to move it. So it'll either be Monday or Tuesday for sure. I just can't be sure which one. But thanks, everybody, and we'll mix up the categories next week again. So thanks, everyone, for being here, and we'll see you all again.